Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. I'm going to be doing one of my most favorite looks actually from the Charlotte Tilbury collection, which I'm slowly beginning to own every single product and it's becoming a problem, but it's a problem that I'm happy with and I'm going to deal with. I think this look is really romantic. It's pretty and it's soft, but it's still very sophisticated and clean for the daytime, and I think it pairs well with kind of a lightly curled hair. And hopefully not so scary, no makeup face in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to be using the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua in B20. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I just love this brush for buffing. I love this foundation. I don't know, I keep going back to it. It's so good. This is a great combo, these two. Okay, so always starting with eyebrows, just to frame the face. I think it's a really important feature on your face, and I'm just going to be using the usual Real Techniques brow brush and my MAC Charcoal Brown. If you want to see the video where I describe exactly how I do my eyebrows, I will link that one below for you guys, so make sure you check the description box below. Especially if I'm trying to make this one the star of the show, I have to fill the front end of this one in a little bit more, so that's what I'm going to do. Then I'm just going to comb both eyebrows out, just because I want it to look as natural as possible, like I actually have these eyebrows. Okay, so here we go. This is the beautiful Uptown Girl palette. You can see right here. Oh, so beautiful. There's this kind of really light goldish shade that I'm going to go in with first. Just going to take a flat shader brush. These eyeshadows are pretty pigmented, and though they're pressed, they're really easy to pick up, so keep that in mind while you're picking it up. You really don't need to pat too much. Now Charlotte, on the model that she has, whose name is Letitia and who's absolutely beautiful, brings this up to pretty much to the eyebrow. Letitia has a little less space between the lashes and the beginning of the eyebrow than I do, so I'm going to try to keep that in mind while I'm copying the look. Okay, so next she goes in with this shade right here, which is number 2, the Enhanced shade. This one. It's this light, almost bluish gray. I'm going to use my, oh, it's so pristine, my pristinely white clean MAC 217 brush, just lightly tapping it, and then just taking the excess and just kind of dabbing it on my palm. Just want to lightly shade it in to the crease. These eyeshadows also blend so well. Then she takes a pencil brush. This is just from QUO, from Shoppers Drug Mart. Don't judge me. And then she takes it just along the lash line. What I noticed from Charlotte Tilbury's looks is that she always likes to build a kind of smudgy color from the lash line, and it's really beautiful. So here we go. Sephora number 11 Pro Smudge Brush. Taking the same color that I used on the top of my lid and just smudging it at the lash line underneath. This shade here is the Smoke shade. It's a more intense, a bit more kind of a dark gray with a little bit of a gold shimmer. And that one's supposed to be used for a crease if you really want to get into a cut crease look, and for also smoking at the lash line a little bit more. That one is for a more dusk appropriate look. Then this one here is my favorite, and it's a glitter that you can wear when you're going out and when you want your eyes to really sparkle. A really good way to find your crease is to take your mirror, the one from the compact that I'm using here, look down, and you will be able to see a shadow. And you just kind of trace the shadow with the eyeshadow. I really like beginning with pencil brushes for the crease because I think it really deposits the color into the crease. Then you can always take your blending brush and just buff out the edges so that they're nice and smooth. And the emphasis on the outer corner of the eye makes the eyes appear wider, which is kind of that supermodel look which Charlotte's all about. I'm calling her Charlotte like she's my best friend. Never met her. If anyone wants to make that happen for me, please do. So, the next thing I'm going to do is take this shade right here, which is the absolutely beautiful Pop shade, and you take a clean finger and you just rub it in. It's got these really nice creamy oils that make it almost like a cream eyeshadow, and you just kind of rub it back and forth. With my little Real Techniques definer brush, I'm just going to take the first shade, the prime shade, and just put a little bit in the tear duct here. Charlotte uses her Audrey pencil, which I do have, so I'm going to be using that. It's a brown eyeliner, more of a true pencil, not one of those kind of smudgy kohl's or kind of stickier waterproof ones. Get as close to the lash line as possible. I'm just smudging this out now with the brow brush, using whatever's left on that charcoal brown. Okay, and I always like to do this. I don't know if Charlotte actually did this, but just putting a little bit in the outer third, inwards, for a more soft look. This really is a powder sort of pencil. It can look like as if you were to use an eyeshadow as a liner. Okay, eyelashes curled. Next I'm going to be using my most favorite mascara of all time, which is the Mega Plush. I recently got a new bottle, so it's going to be a little bit wet, but that's okay. I know this is controversial, but I always put mascara on the bottom lashes. Take a little bit more of the enhanced shade and just going in a little bit more. Clean brushes are seriously the best for doing makeup. For the waterline. And a little bit in the tight line. I'm going to use my Sephora concealer brush and a little bit of Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer. I think what really sets it apart from the others is that it just looks like skin. Like the color is just so true to skin tone. After I've cleaned up the side, I'm just gonna blend it out just a tiny bit because I don't want it to look too sharp. Illuminate, I'm gonna be using my Dior Skin Nude Concealer in number 1. I really like this concealer. I bought it a long time ago when I was going crazy over Dior products, and it's just a good concealer. Putting this one kind of right at the orbital bone and then pulling down. This really enhances brightness and also helps to cover up even more of that bag. I'm going to be using a blush I haven't used in a long time. It's my NARS Orgasm. I think this one really looks like I think it's called Love Glow blusher that Charlotte Tilbury uses. I'm just using my Real Techniques multitask brush. What's a Charlotte Tilbury tutorial without using the Film Star Bronze and Glow? So that's what I'm going to be using with my Real Techniques contour brush. Just going to be dipping it into the Sculpt shade, tapping off the excess because the stuff is really pigmented, and just getting a little bit in the cheekbone area because I want cheekbones. I mean, I own cheekbones, but I want, like, you know, Coco Rocha cheekbones. I miss Coco Rocha. Again, not that I know her, but I miss seeing her in the fashion world. She's so busy now with all of her social media and kind of tech blogging and philanthropy that she doesn't really do too much modeling anymore, except for, you know, the odd Zach Posen show. It's not going to be a look either without the beautiful, beautiful highlighter. This is like a, I don't even know, it's like a pale champagne-y gold. It's so beautiful, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the cheekbones, down the nose, on the Cupid's bow, and then just on the chin. I really like to highlight the chin because I think that it makes the bottom lip look bigger. I don't know if you can see, but this is literally the same color as my natural lips. It's just amazing. Just adds a little more natural definition. And everyone's lips are a little bit asymmetrical, so this one just really brings out that perfect shape that any supermodel has. I don't currently have her lipstick that she uses for this tutorial, though I really want it. It's called the Bitch Perfect, I believe, and I want to try it, but I don't have it yet, so I'm going to be using a little bit of this Rimmel Moisture Renew lipstick in New Delight. And I'm going to be taking my NYX Mega Shine Lip Gloss in Beige. This is the closest thing I have to Bitch Perfect. I'm going to be using the Powder and Sculpt brush. Just tapping it into the powder. I'm just using the Urban Decay setting powder, tapping the excess, woo, that's a lot of excess, onto my hand. Under the eyes, for me, is the most important part. I could kind of get away with not doing my forehead. Could not have done that in my teens. And just the sides of my nose and like kind of this, you know, scalene triangle side. Here's a look. It's so good. It's a lot of eye makeup to be wearing, but I think that because the eyeshadows are so well curated, I guess, I really like the contrast of highlight and contour of the eye for depth. Also the same with the cheeks, and I think the pink really matches the kind of grayness for a soft but sophisticated look. If you like this look, please remember to give me a thumbs up down below. Also, if you're feeling like it, hit subscribe because I would love to do more looks like this, and the more subscribers I have makes me really happy and just encourages me to do more of these videos. Also, please leave me a comment because this is just such a new project for me and I would appreciate anyone's comment. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!